Divine Energy Rising, everyone. Welcome to What's the Word with Vicky Love. I am here with my co host, Aprile Rel 2.
Period.
Thank you all for being here. We are here today. What's the Word with Vicky Love? We are talking about words that bring us back.
Yes.
Okay. And this is our very first episode. We are very excited to be sharing all of these beautiful infinite jewels with you guys. It's
Yeah.
all about elevating and coming back to yourself, right? It's coming back to yourself before all the chaos, before all the madness. Pretty much, probably during your early teenage years when you can go back to yourself and
Facts.
just rewrite your story, because we are not the situations that we
Yeah.
live. We are individuals, we're about growth, we're about elevation. But we have to learn these things, right? And we got to know how to release and we got to know how to return back to ourselves. So that's what this episode is going to be about. Our word today is return. I want to put
Me
emphasis on
time.
that because that's what time it is. It's really
Mm.
time for us to return back to ourselves because we're kind of all over the place. And it's
Facts.
time to bring it back because we've been
Facts.
doing this chaotic madness too long. So I have a question for my co-host today. What do you think when the word return to yourself? What does that mean to you?
For me, returning to myself represents returning to various aspects of myself that I either neglected along the course of my journey or that I suppressed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, that or parts of myself that I had not fully accepted in the past that
Yes.
I can very much embrace and
Yes.
accept now. And
Yes.
so, more so, being more in touch with who I am as a whole being
Mm-hmm.
versus just who I've been created into out of experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's kind of pretty much the same way with me. I feel like I never really got to know my real self, who I
Yeah.
am, until now.
Mm-hmm.
All of my life, I've just been being, just being what is expected of me, you
Yeah.
know, um, just trying to be strong in whatever it is that
Yeah.
I embodied, you
Facts.
know, because it's hard to be when you don't really know yourself, you know.
100%.
So I had to tap into the things that I love, cater to myself as a person. I had to do a lot of releasing. I had to release
Absolutely.
relationships. I had to release habits. I had
Mm-hmm.
to release these standards that I put on myself
Absolutely.
because it limited me. I have been limited all these years to a point where I didn't know who I was.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was this person. I thought I was strong, because I endured all these things, but that's not strength
Yeah.
from the truth that I understand it now.
Absolutely.
You know, I have literally catered to people,
Yeah.
catered to things, catered to situations just to create somebody else's happiness.
Yeah.
All of those things took away from me, who I was as a person. So I wasn't able to build and be myself
Yeah.
until I got the knowledge, until I learned how to value myself, until I learned how to just live in my own skin and be okay with myself and be okay with my experiences. I've been through some things that most people will be embarrassed about.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think we have been through some similar things.
Yes.
One of those things is domestic violence. I was in a domestic violence relationship
Yeah.
for 10 years, and it was the fear that kept me in that relationship, right? And a lot of people looked at me like, you crazy, and why you still with him? They
Yeah.
didn't understand the fear that I had. So y'all don't know what goes on behind closed doors when people in situations like this.
Yeah.
You just have no idea what goes on, especially when you got to fear for your life. You know, it's just hard. It's just really, really hard, and
Yeah.
it took me 10 years. It took 10 years total, but after the first year, the rest of those 9 years, it took me that long to build up my courage and my confidence to get out that situation, to know my value, to
Yeah.
know that this is not what I deserve. And I just didn't understand, you know. That's what started my journey to my faith.
Yeah.
Because now I need to know, like, what the hell is really going on?
Facts. Facts.
I don't deserve this. I'm a good person. I'm loving. I don't have a mean or evil bone in my body.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Now I was forced in a lot of situations when I was younger in regards to fighting and things of that nature, but it wasn't something that I just wanted to do.
Yeah.
I didn't have no other choice. I felt like I didn't have a choice. I had to protect myself. I had to protect my people, my siblings, my cousins, my friends, whoever. So that's just protection. It's just in my nature. But all of that took me away from really getting to know my inner, you know, who I was on the inside. So just going through all of these years and really coming back to understanding that I can return to myself and really get to know Vicky.
Yes.
Get to know who I am outside of all the things that happened to me starting when I was 5 years old, you know.
Absolutely.
I just been lost, like literally lost in this world, just going every day and don't know where I'm going.
Yeah.
You know, clueless, basically. And I know it's a lot of people out there completely clueless and don't really know where to go and don't know how to talk to people. That's why we are creating this space so that you can hear some things that you can actually relate to and get some infinite jewels that'll help you in your daily life deal with things like this because it's hard, you know. And the hardest part is really just finding your truth, just accepting what is and being okay with it.
Absolutely.
What you think?
I agree wholeheartedly. Like, I really want to piggyback on what you said about strength, because I think as a society, and especially in our community, and the word strength or be strong is harped on so much that
it made me sick.
Yeah, and in the midst of our strength or what we deem as strength, we're all only weakening ourselves.
That's right.
Because we are not really taking the opportunity to acknowledge who we are in that moment, how we're feeling, what these emotions or what these thoughts are doing to us, where they're taking us, how we're responding to them. And we're just, sometimes we put ourselves in a position to neglect ourselves in an effort to be strong or what society deems as strong. Absolutely. And so what you said about it was very powerful because recently, when not too long ago in December, I lost my godfather, and something that someone said to me was that I gotta be strong, and I said, no, I don't. No, I don't, and actually keep that, because the reality is that
you see this face. Don't tell us we gotta be strong. Because that's all we've been doing is being strong.
That's all we've been doing.
Okay, don't tell us that no more.
Facts.
We bricks.
Facts.
It's time for us to soften up. we don't have to live our whole life being strong. That's over with.
And that's been the hindrance the whole time.
The whole time. And another thing, what I noticed with a lot of people is, and even with myself, we don't even know what strength is. We don't even know what that looks like. Just because we endure all these things don't make us strong. Just because we accept a lot of BS, that don't make us strong. What makes us strong is when we say no. Is when we say, we're not doing that because we value ourselves. I'm not getting ready to keep on diminishing myself because you telling me I'm strong because I'm dealing with your bullshit.
Yes.
No. Yes. We're not doing that no more.
So you, I'm sorry. Go
ahead, sis.
So you said return to yourself through boundaries?
Through boundaries,
period.
Through truth.
Period.
Through self-love, through self-respect.
Yeah.
Because if you want people to respect you, you got to respect yourself.
Yeah.
It's all about what you allow. You know, and if you're allowing all these things, then you don't have no boundaries.
Yes.
Right? But you're teaching people how to treat you. You're teaching people the level of respect that they can give you.
Absolutely.
By allowing all of these things, you know. But it's a part of a system. You know, it's a matrix.
It is.
It's truly a part of a system because we are supposed to, it is designed for us to be unlimited, for us to be thoughtless, for us to be mindless.
And to keep giving ourselves away.
You know, and as a people, it is the majority of our people.
Yeah.
Right? It's time out. It is time out because if you can learn how to ride a bike, if you can learn how to drive a car, you can learn how to think differently.
Yeah.
You can learn how to love yourself better, right? You can learn how to understand what that self-value really means, right? You can learn how to go within and become one with yourself. You can learn how to align your mind, your body, and your spirit because that's what makes us whole.
Yes.
You know? Yes. So this return, it is a life changer. It is a life changer, and it's a process. So don't think that you're just going to wake up one day and be returned and everything's all over. No, you have to do the work.
Daily.
You have to do the work, and you have to be consistent with the work. You have to meditate. If you pray, and I just want to add this for religious people, we accept all people here. We are not religious, we are spiritual. We are one with the universe, right? We are one with the highest power, this energy. Okay, we are one with Gaia, the universe, right? But if you have a religious background, I want you to be mindful of when you're saying your prayers, because one of the things I know a lot of religious people do in their prayers, they say, God, I know I'm not worthy. You are worthy. No way in this world ever does this God deem you unworthy of anything. So stop saying that to yourself. Be mindful. Just because you got that book in front of you doesn't mean that all of those ways are the ways for you. You got to find your own truth.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I piggyback off of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, and like, even with that being said, as far as, you know, praying and saying that you are unworthy, it's really instilling in a limiting belief in your mind. Absolutely. So that when great things come to you, you feel like you can't receive them because you feel like you were unworthy. That's right. But the reality is, these are a lot of times there'll be things that you're praying for that you're asking to receive, but when it comes, you can't receive it because you feel that you're unworthy mentally and emotionally. And one thing that I've noticed, you know, because I used to be religious. I'm not religious anymore.
Me too.
And one thing that I've noticed is that sometimes people become upset when we talk about co-creation. And the reality is, and this is my perspective, but you know, I feel like it's real anyway. So when we talk about co-creation, they say, well, God's the creator, and yes, but the reality is that if we're talking about co-creation, that means that God is creating or the divine is creating, and I am working with the divine, the universe, with God.
One.
And the reality is, co-creation means that, in a religious sense, breaking it down, that if God is creating something or God is giving guidance to do something, it's still up to me to accept that guidance and to take action on it.
Do the work.
And so that's what the co-creation aspect of it is. But in order for you to do that, you also have to be able to have some self-trust, to be able to follow your intuition or follow the higher power when the information is being presented to you. And that's what co-creation really is. It's not to eliminate the work of God or the universe or whatever higher power you believe in. It's really just meant that you guys are working together to make your life the most healthiest, the most abundant, the most prosperous, enjoyable life that you can have.
Exactly. And you have to remember that you have to do the work.
Absolutely.
And you are one with God. You are one with the higher power.
Facts.
So there is nothing that you can't do. We can't, our faith can't just be, oh, well, God got me.
Yeah.
When this universe, this power communicates with us on a regular basis.
Facts.
We have guidance. Outside of religious, we have guidance, pure guidance every day, right? But you have to be tapped in. You have to be tapped into yourself. You have to be tapped into this power, and you're tapped in by faith, by your level of faith. The higher your faith is, the stronger your faith is, the more tapped in that you are.
Yeah.
And you'll start seeing the return. You'll start being able to release all of these things that you've been through in your life. You'll be able to recover, right? You'll be able to rewrite your story. You'll have the strength, you'll have the determination, you'll have the willpower, which you got it already. You just got to go inside and bring it out.
Yeah.
Right? You got to have that confidence to say, I am returning back to myself. You have to be determined, okay? Determined is going to have to be one of our shows.
Absolutely.
It's going to have to be one of our shows.
Absolutely. And make sure this is still.
So, what I want to say, if you all,
I just want to make sure your mic's okay.
Okay.
There we go.
So, if you all feel like it's something that you need to release and you want to return to yourself and get to know your true self before the chaos, drop a comment and let us know what it is you want to release.
Yeah.
Let us know what it is you want to release, and we'll be in dialogue with you, okay? We will have many things going on. We're going to tap into so many things during this episode of What's the Word. We are so very excited to be here. Is there anything else you want to add?
I'm really just excited to do this, have this opportunity to do this with you and be able to really kind of, shed some light, bring some knowledge, bring some empowerment and some uplifting and, some different insight that people may not have. And, I'm excited for the journey.
Absolutely. So some tips I want to give you all is the thing that works for me that really helps bring me back to myself is going in nature. Going to the park is my number one thing to do. I'm a tree hugger. I love the sound of the birds.
Yeah.
We have the door open right now, and we decided we want natural light coming in on us instead of all of these ring lights and all that.
Yes.
Just going to do this as natural as possible because we are in our element.
Absolutely.
And this is for purpose, right? This is a Better Days Divine talk show. And if you're not familiar with Better Days Divine, our focus is on healing communities, healing individuals, healing families, healing communities. That's what we will do. Better Days Divine is in fruition. So you have something excellent to look forward to that's coming to the city of St. Louis.
Yes.
And I would like to give April the opportunity to share her business because her business is in alignment with my business, and that's why we're here. This is my business partner. We work very well together.
Yes.
We are so in alignment. And even though we are 20 years apart in age, we have been through a lot of the same things.
Yes.
And I feel like the difference here is the way that we healed. That's one of the differences. She was able to get some professional healing.
Yes.
And I had to heal myself.
Yes.
And another difference is the time that it took.
Mm-hmm.
It has taken me all of these years to heal myself. Literally all of these years. I'm 54 and I just healed. Literally, I just healed from everything.
But we constantly are healing. You know?
We are constantly, but I'm in a space now where I can congratulate myself.
Absolutely.
Because I've never been here before.
Okay.
I've never been.
I'll accept that.
Thank you. I've never been. I understand grief now. Yeah. And I understand grief really from taking her workshop. She's going to tell you about her workshop, about her business. I understand that. I understand my value. Like, I just came into that this year, recently. I just came into really understanding my worth and accepting my worth and accepting my position. I am a leader.
Yeah.
I am a goddess.
Yes.
And I had to accept that. I didn't want to accept that. I wanted to be like everybody else and not special. I'm special.
Yeah.
I was created for a purpose.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
I am being used for this cause. And the great thing about it is I love it. So it's an alignment with my passion, with the things that I love. So that's the best thing about this. And it gives us, we can give you perspectives from mine, different perspectives from my generation, and we can give you perspectives from her generation.
Yeah.
And we will also, from time to time, invite different guests to the show.
Absolutely.
So you will be able to get perspective from men, other women. We like to tap into different cultures. So we're going to be tapping into all of that. So I'm going to give April the mic because I want her to share her business, True Vision, with you guys. And also, she's going to take us out with a meditation.
What? Period. Okay. Period. Okay. So my name is Aprile Reltu, and I am a creative grief alchemist. And so what that means is it's not a grief coach. You're not a grief coach, okay?
Yeah, clear that up.
I will say though, I did pivot from grief and trauma coaching, but this was a personal shift for me that I much rather prefer, because when we think about and I have to say this because I made this shift from creative trauma release coach to creative grief alchemist because I was returning to myself.
What's our word today? Return.
I was returning to myself. And in the process of returning to myself, I had to recognize that me presenting myself as a grief coach or a trauma coach was putting me in positions to be dumped on, to be dumped on, or, and people could say, well, it's really about access. And I know how to not be available.
Yeah, but you can't be dumped on.
Exactly. But
not
the thing
during this time of
transportation.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so when it's all said and done, I decided to change my flow into what I call grief alchemy, creative grief alchemy, because, and what that means really is just the fact that um, as creators, entrepreneurs, or just people in general, we experience grief. But a lot of us, we understand it as just experiencing grief when we lose a loved one.
Yeah, like I did.
Yeah. But a lot of times is grief shows up in so many different ways and forms, or for different reasons. It can show up heartbreak, it can show up loss of a job, relocation, becoming a parent, and all different types of things. And we don't see it that way, you know?
Let me add, I feel like if people really understood grief, a lot of things that they're dealing with, they will know what it is.
Absolutely.
As opposed to saying they're stressed out, or they have anxiety, or they dealing with some psychological things, when it could simply be grief.
Absolutely.
You know,
Because
so I'm glad that you're touching on that.
Absolutely.
Because that's something that our community, our people,
Absolutely
need clarity on.
Absolutely. Thank you. Because grief really is an umbrella topic. Like, if it could cover so many things, you know. For me, I noticed that when I was experiencing grief, and it took me a very long time, because I battled with depression all, well, yes, I battled with depression all from my childhood up. And I didn't understand what I was experiencing until I started to recognize a pattern in my life, that when depression would show up, or what would feel like depression, well, it was really the fact that there were things in my life that I was either not ready to accept, or things that were not ready to let go of. Things, or I was not really just being authentically me, or I didn't feel like I could be authentically myself. And so I offer a program, well, I offer a variety of things. But first thing, clarity and empowerment sessions is for creators and entrepreneurs who are experiencing like stagnant blocks, creative blocks, or they just don't know what direction to move forward in, or how to move forward in their business. That's what the creative clarity and empowerment sessions are for. Well, we'll sit down and we'll talk about what you're experiencing right here, right now, in this moment as a creator, and then we'll help you rebuild your confidence and your self-trust so that you can move forward and make the appropriate decisions that you need to make for yourself. It's not business consulting where I'm guiding you through processes. I'm sorry. It's clarity and empowerment session. It's alchemy for you to figure out the best step for you to move forward in your business. The workshop that Vicky was discussing was called the Creator's Grief Experience.
It was amazing too.
Thank you.
It was.
Thank you.
Elevating.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate that. And so the Creator's Grief Experience is really similar to the Clarity and Empowerment session, but it's a more in-depth, immersive, intimate experience. Um, excuse me. And where we talk about what grief is, how it shows up, where it can show up in your life, and we help you, or I help you pinpoint exactly the area in your life that grief is showing up that's keeping you stagnant. And so then we talk a little bit about what I call my grief alchemy framework, which starts with honoring that you're grieving, then acceptance,
yes,
and a variety of other steps. But you got to be able to honor it first,
yes,
before you can move through it. And then we help you alchemize that grief so that you can use it as a fuel to create a new version of yourself, to create a new life,
to
return to yourself, to create. Because for me, creativity is what has helped me always return to myself when I'm experiencing grief, when I'm experiencing depression or anxiety, or whatever the case is that is showing up for me. Creativity was the tool for me. And so those are just a few of the things that I offer through True Vision Creative Solutions. But yeah, this is what it's all about for me, like being able to help creators and entrepreneurs return to themselves, meaning return to their authenticity, their authentic selves, so that they can present themselves or work their business in a healthy manner. Because a lot of times we have a hard time in business, it's because we're not being true to who we are.
That's right. And we rush and we're doing a million things at one time and we don't take time out for self.
Absolutely.
I want to add that for my healing, for her healing, she said she used creativity, right?
Yes.
It was mindfulness for me.
Absolutely.
It was all about just understanding my mindset and bringing myself into alignment.
Absolutely.
And just accepting everything that I've been through in my past.
Yes.
And this return is big. So I don't want y'all to look at return like you're going backwards, because you're not going backwards. You're actually renewing, right? Because
yes,
you have to go back to where the chaos began so you can release it.
Yeah.
You have to release it. A lot of us, we are who we are because of our childhood traumas, right? So it was my childhood trauma that created this person that I've been all these years.
Yeah.
This person that wanted to fight, this person that wanted to protect everybody. It was the traumas and the experiences that I went through that created that version of me.
Yes.
But that's not me. I don't want people to remember me as the girl from the village who used to beat everybody up, because that's what I get.
Yeah.
If
that's what they call you.
I am the Vicky from the village who used to beat everybody up. So that's the name that I got for myself. Now, in my 20s, I was okay with that because I used it as a part of my identity, because it made me feel tough. It made me feel like somebody.
Yeah.
It made me feel like, oh well, I'm tough. I got them hands, and what I'm saying, like, I'll come to your house, like all of that, But that's something that I picked up along the journey from the things that traumatized me. That's not who I am. I don't. If I got a chance to just lay my life out the way I wanted to live, I would have never had a fight in my life. Not one. Nobody would ever associate physical fighting to me, But I grew up in the projects. Grew up in Cartersville Village, and if you guys know anything about down there, we had to fight. It is what it is. You got all these people thrown in the community, and the best thing about those experiences is they created who I am today, and I am able to piggyback off of them and become who I'm supposed to be. So I have these experiences, but they don't define me.
Yeah.
And they are not me. They're experiences. I feel like they was a part of my makeup because I have a purpose. I wouldn't be here right now with What's the Word with my co-host right now if I didn't go through the things that I went through.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have this story to tell. I wouldn't have these jewels to give you all if I didn't go through the things that I went through. So
absolutely,
the experiences are a part of my life. It helped me to be suited and prepared for this cause of Better Days Divine. That's what it did. Yeah. It didn't define me. It didn't create who I am. It helped define this cause and gave me what I needed to live my purpose. I don't feel like because of my age that the timing is off or anything. I feel like this is divine timing. Everything happens in divine timing.
Absolutely.
Whether we like it or not. Remember, April said co-creating. We co-create. We co-create in our sleep.
Yes.
It's like the law of attraction. It's like karma. It's going to come back regardless. So the thing about co-creating is you get to choose and you get to create what it is that you want.
Absolutely.
It's not, regardless with the law of attraction, the return is going to come. because whatever you put out to the universe is going to come back to you.
Absolutely.
But when you co-create, you are creating what it is that you want, not by default. Okay? So when you're not co-creating, you're creating by default.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to create by default because you're going to get the return that you don't want to get, right? So I also want to mention before we wrap this up, I want you to think about your voice as well. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You got to return to your voice. You got to return to that confidence that allows you to talk and speak your piece and say the things that hurt you and say the things that's on your mind.
Yes.
Because your voice matters. Okay? Your voice matters. We can't continue to just be quiet in this life and just allow all these things to happen and we don't say anything.
Yes.
We can't let people tell us that we're getting on their nerves or we're drama or we always want to argue and this, that, and the third. That's not the case, right? When you come here, we're going to give you the language to help you communicate your thoughts and your voice. You will learn how to communicate those things without being in the wrong energy. Okay?
Absolutely.
You'll learn how to do it in the right energy instead of just a quick response or a pop off or get angry. No, you're just going to calm yourself and take a moment because this is for you, right?
Mindful communication.
Absolutely. When you get angry and pop off, you disrupted yourself. You're not disrupting the next person. They don't care if you get mad, sad, whatever, happy. They don't care nothing about your emotions. But this energy draws off of your emotions. So you have to be mindful of your emotions, right? You got to check yourself. When you be mindful, just take that moment and bring it back. Bring it back. Feel yourself dialing up and bring it back. That's another way of return. Return back to your right energy, right? But your voice is important. So remember that your voice is a part of who you are. Your voice is the way you communicate, the way you connect with other people, the way you do anything. You need your voice, okay? You need your voice, and you need your voice to be solid. So you have to do whatever you need to do to make sure that your voice is heard, that your voice is valued, and that you have the confidence to speak and say what it is that you need to say for your mental well-being,
yes,
for your physical well-being, for your spiritual well-being, okay? Because it's all about the whole self. So we're going to wrap this up finally. Have enjoyed this show, have enjoyed having these conversations with you all. We're going to have a prelay rail 2, do a simple, small meditation that's going to take us out. I want to thank you all for tuning in to What's the Word with Vicky Love and my co-host, the prelay rail 2. Thank y'all for coming and enjoy this meditation, okay? Just take a moment. Become one with yourself, calm down, and let the goddess take you away, help you return. Thank you.
Let me see that.
Again, this is What's the Word with Vicky Love. From my grandbaby. That's my signature from my grandbaby. Because I love y'all.
Okay. Okay. So, as we move into this meditation, I'm going to offer you to find yourself in a comfortable position, whether it is sitting in a chair, like we are, or laying in your bed, or reclined in a chair, wherever, crisscross applesauce, wherever you feel comfortable. And if you like, You can close your eyes. Have you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth slowly. And one more time, in through your nose. Deep breath. And out through your mouth. And as we are in this moment, I want you to think about returning to yourself and what that looks like for you. What parts of yourself have you been neglecting? Pinpoint the parts of yourself you have been suppressing. Acknowledge the parts of yourself that just want to be acknowledged. The parts of yourself that have been changed through experiences along your journey. And say, I love myself. And now I return to myself. I return to my peace. In this moment, I return to my voice. In this moment, I return to my truth. In this moment, I return to my authenticity. In this moment, I return to my health. In this moment, I return to my boundaries. In this moment, I return to my joy. In this moment, I return to the dreams that I put aside. And now I return to myself. Take another slow, deep breath in through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. Shake your shoulders. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Roll your neck. Another deep breath in. And out through your mouth. And one last time, in through your nose. And out through your mouth. And when you're ready, open your eyes as you return back to yourself.
And give yourself a big hug. Love you wholeheartedly, unconditionally. Accept everything about you. Be okay with it because we are perfectly imperfect. And it's okay to return to your authentic self.
Yes.
And to let that flower blossom into whatever it is that it's going to be.
Yes.
Thank you all for tuning in to What's the Word, and catch us August 24th, 2026 for our second episode, which is called Voice. That episode, we're going to focus on your voice, okay? So in the meantime, be working on them throat chakras, okay? Because we all have a story to tell. We all have infinite jewels that can help someone else. And we are here in this world for each other, to take care of each other. We are not here to do nothing alone. We can't do nothing alone. So get that out of your head.
Absolutely.
Okay? We grow together. We eat together. We heal together. We live together. We build Better Days Divine together. Thank you.